Here we are, a walk around video of Russ Meuser's barrel back chassis. So coming around the car now, looking into the cockpit area with the tunnel cover and a close-up of that. You can see the large slot is for the handbrake, the square slot is the main gear change mechanism. The tool area in the tunnel is where the reversing box sits, and there will be a slot cut into that for the lever. You'll notice the circle polished dashboard is just loosely sitting at the moment. It sits a bit higher than that. One important thing, the holes are cut for 80mm instruments, and I believe that's your size on your bike, Russ. Perhaps you'll just double check that. If not, the alternative is 100mm instrument holes, and I do have dashboards for those as well. So just looking around again, the little upright things you see poking above the aluminium, these are Cleco pins. It's worth getting some of these, and a special pair of Cleco pliers that holds them in place. So back to the scuttle, you'll notice the trim. There's trim on the scuttle area, and as we pan back to the rear cover, there will be trim along that edge as well. So it hides the joints between the aluminium and the scuttle. Now whilst we're at that position, you can see the rear upper bulkhead, the two hinged panels which drop down, giving you access to storage areas. Haven't been fitted yet, but will be. Then looking inside, you can see storage space. This is a new idea that I've added especially on yours. First time I've done this, so that's interesting. You've got space above and below. Now the rear floor hasn't been fitted. In actual fact, the whole floor pan's not fitted either yet, but that gets done last of all when the chassis has been powder coated. So coming back round again, round to the front, we see the forward trim panel, the area where the pedal box sits. Those rib nuts hold the pedal box down, and the pedal box can be moved fore and aft. You can see the fuel tank, which sits in front of the polished front bulkhead, if you like. The plinth there for the steering column, which then goes down beneath the pedals and obviously comes out at the rack area. So going forward again, here we have the nose cone, and the back of the nose cone is a similar polished panel. So coming around to the front of the chassis, the suspension pickup points, and looking into the engine bay itself, we can see where the gear change mechanism sits there. The gearbox is bolted at that point. On the right hand side, I normally fit a panel, and on top of that panel sits the fuel pump for the injected model. Main gear change mechanism comes through this very big slot. The little oval hole is the front of the electrics box for the loom to exit. And down here in this corner will be the battery. There's a battery tray that sits there. So coming further forward now, we come to the front wheel. So here we are, a splined front wheel, alloy uprights, brake disc and caliper, just the dummy caliper fitted at present. You'll notice no shock absorbers, just a rigid bar holding the wishbones level. The rack bolts to those points, as can be seen. Now here's a fiberglass mudguard that's it's the wrong size at the moment. I'm having new ones made to suit this size of tyre. So I did a cut and shut of a fiberglass panel this week, and that's being remoulded. Alloy mudguard stays, which holds, well, they fit in a dead straight line, to be honest, so it's the best way of holding things. So coming around the car, we see the edge of the tank, we see the slot in the scuttle. The little fuse box sits there, so when you lift the bonnet you've got access to the fuses. So we're coming back round to the opposite side now, the passenger side of the tunnel, and looking in, there's a panel I've not done yet at the front, just down there. I need access at the moment, that'll be finished. The upright panel, you can see with the 4 nuts, that comes off, giving you access to the side of the gearbox. The opposite side also comes off, of course. Now, we've spoken about the access panels there. Coming round, there's a close-up of one of these Clico pins. Very, very useful, because it means you can just hold a panel on in place. Now round to the back of the car, and here's the back panel. Let me come round, and then there's a detachable spare wheel holder there. There is no spare wheel with the kit, but if you wanted an extra wheel, just give me a shout. And there's a rear lighting panel that bolts on the back. Now the whole of this rear panel all comes off. I won't show you in this video, but I will take another one later as we get towards the end of the build. Well, that's about it really. So there we are, all the way around. Oh, these little plates sticking out either side of the car are just for me to, when I fit the side panels on, it saves some slipping. So that's it. Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.